Hello, and this is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire. We're live again. It's 4 p.m. in the UK. It's 11 a.m. on the East Coast of America, and we're about to go live on Amazon Live. But hello, everyone on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to join me on Amazon Live, you will find the link to do so in the text up above this live video, and you'll then get the full Amazon Live experience. As I get my iPad, I'm waiting for the signal to come through to go live. And 3, 2, 1. We are now live on YouTube, and I've made that with seconds to spare. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so we're now live on Facebook, YouTube, and we're also live on Amazon Live. Hello, Amazon Live. This is Stephen in Wiltshire, England, and just getting going for today's broadcast. All about this, really. If I bring this up on screen, this show is all about lights, camera, action, and we're going to be talking about webcams, audio gear, microphones, live video, and Fitbits. That's the action part of the show, broadcasting from BeLive, which means that I can show the images on screen as I'm doing now. I can have up to 8 items on screen, 8 people, or 8 images, or 7 images of me. Now, personally, I love photography, and I put together some of my favorite pictures. I actually live close to this place, which is Stonehenge, and it's about 20 to, well, it's 30 minutes away, and you get to Stonehenge. This is Stephen, by the way. Welcome to my Amazon Live broadcast. I live close to here, about 30 minutes away. This is Stonehenge, and I was sent an article today by Chris de Boven, who's a good friend in Belgium, and they've made new discoveries about Stonehenge, which I will share with you when I've actually got a chance to read it. Chris sent me a link. I've had a look at it. But Stonehenge, if you've not got it on your bucket list of places to visit, is definitely a place to visit. It is mystical. There's something about the henge itself that when you actually visit it, it's an experience. So going to Stonehenge is an experience, and I can vouch for that. Coming back, okay, we're going to be talking about cameras, and one of the cameras we're going to be talking about is the Logitech C920X. I'm going to be demonstrating how background removal software works. So during the course of this broadcast, you will hear about the C920, Logitech Brio, the Obspot Tiny, the Elgato Web microphone, the Audio Technica microphone, and a host of things in between. But you'll definitely hear about how green screens work. I'll also be talking about this, and this is lighting from Logitech. This is my good friend Marco Nova from Portugal interviewing Daniel Sigman of Logitech, and obviously we're talking cameras, Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930, and the Brio. And then Daniel demonstrated this light, which is a Logitech Litra Glow light, and I was taken by it, and I bought it, and I'm going to show it to you in a moment. And then finally, so we've been around the clock. Apart from one place we've not visited, I'm in my BeLive studio. I have 2 cameras working, and this is my second camera. There you can see the Litra Glow light, which we're going to talk about momentarily. Okay, it highlights it in the carousel. And there's the light in a second. Just a quick tour of the desktop whilst I'm here. I'll just move the iPad out of the way slightly. We're going to be talking about the Echo Dot. I'm not going to say the word that wakes her up. USB connector, so you can have 2 cameras, 2 microphones attached to your computer. The TP-Link Deco Wi-Fi, which I'm using now to broadcast out to you, and Angelica's teaching German at the same time. My 2 plants, we're going to watch this one flower over the course of 2022. So it's growing, and it should come into bud soon. Okay, so that's the cast. Okay, and I'm going to talk about the light in a moment. So I'm going to hide the light. I'll show you the Logitech C920 camera. We know this is lights, camera, action. We know I live close to Stonehenge. That's not quite what I meant to do. What happened there? Let's hide that. I might show you that later. I'm going to hide that and hide that. So we've just got picture in picture, and then I'm going to come to me. Okay, I am here today to actually help you. Okay, this is a free service provided by Amazon for their customers. I'm an independent broadcaster. As you probably gathered by now, I want to say welcome to the broadcast. And this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, and you are most definitely watching Stephen Healy live from Wiltshire in England. Now, Wiltshire, beautiful county. I've been here 10 years, over 10 years now. It's well, I live in Devizes, which is about 97 miles away from London. So we're on the middle between Cornwall and London, and it's a beautiful part of the world. And I do want to say I'm broadcasting using BeLive. Wherever you see the logo on the top right, whenever you see it, that's BeLive. Okay, BeLive allows me to do what I'm going to do during this broadcast. You'll see BeLive being demonstrated throughout the broadcast, the facilities available to us. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time with me today. Do appreciate it. Now, there are three things you can do whilst you're here. Okay. First is you can press the unmute button to listen to me. Okay. Second, you can comment. If you've got any questions about live broadcasting, then please do ask. Okay. I'm here to answer. I'm here to help you. Okay. This broadcast is definitely for you, and you can ask me questions about live broadcasting, about anything that's in my carousel, anything, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, you name it, broadcasting to your website. I enjoy broadcasting everywhere. I'm broadcasting to Amazon Live today using BeLive, okay, and using a system called OneStream, which allows me to relay out to multiple places. We're also live on Facebook. Hello on Facebook. Hello on YouTube. And thanks for joining me. Okay, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Okay, I'm going to take the logo off because the endorsements of these products are not in relation to BeLive. These are my personal views throughout this broadcast. Now, this broadcast is going to last as well. The target time is 90 minutes. It sort of lasts for about 2 hours. In reality, liter of light. Now, I foresaw, if I go down to my carousel down here, I should be able to bring up the image if I can find it. Yeah, I foresaw the Logitech liter of light on this broadcast, and I'm going to turn my second camera off because we don't need it yet. And I was watching this broadcast by Marco Novo, and he was interviewing Daniel Sigmund of Logitech. So Daniel works for Logitech. Marco and Daniel met on LinkedIn, and Daniel demonstrated this light, and I just removed my lighting. I had 2 softboxes, one either side of me. Yeah, and the softboxes, switch them on, light goes on the wall, bounces back, and for 3 years it worked perfectly. But then he started to show a bit of wear and tear, so I was looking then for some new lighting, and that's when I saw Daniel Zingman with Marco. As a result of that, well, I watched it and I thought, I like the look of that light. It's not too big. Compare the size of my hand. It's not too big. And it's soft light. My softboxes have one setting, switch on, switch off. Okay, bright white light. This has got shades. You can change the brightness, you can change the temperature of the colors, and it tries to give you natural skin tones. Now, At the moment, my light is not on. Shall we switch the light on? As you can see, I'm not moving. To switch the light on so you can see me a bit more clearly now. Okay. This light, when you receive it, has got cellophane over the back of there, which you take off, and it's got cellophane on the base, so you take that off as well. And then the light is ready to use. The next thing you do is you take the USB cable, which is supplied in the box, and this is the box. Okay, this is what it looks like when you get it. This is the Logitech Litra Ultra Glow light, and that's the box it comes in. I don't do unboxings. I'm rubbish at unboxing, so what I tend to do before showing you anything is I unbox it. Okay, I make a note what's in the box, and then I start using it. I use it for 3 or 4 days before I even talk about it. So everything that's down the carousel, I use. In actual fact, well, I'll tell you a little story in a moment. So USB cable supplied in the box, and you just plug it into your computer, be it PC or Mac. Okay. There's a shelf here. Okay. You lift the shelf and then you hook this over the back of your monitor or the back of your computer. Either works. Okay. If you don't want it on your computer, yeah, mine is next to my, you can't see it, so I'm going to describe it. I've got Logitech Brio camera, and next to that, right up against it, is Logitech Litra light. The light itself, you can angle forwards as far as that. Mine is angled like that, on top of monitor, pointing down at me. Put that back up. I can twist the light left and right. Okay, so you can have this at a variety of different angles. What you're trying to do is get your best lighting. Simple as that. This is great for a solo broadcast for lighting yourself. Okay, now switch it on. You press the on button in the center and the light comes on. Now, as you can see, as I turn the light around, it is not a bright light. It is bright enough to light you, but it's not going to overpower you, and it's not a glaring light. It's a soft light, and we'll see more details of that in a moment. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this light, and I'm going to demonstrate the software you can actually use to control it. Because whilst it's handy to have the on-off switch there and the brightness control there and the temperature control there, if I try to adjust it in the middle of a broadcast, it would be interesting, but not very informative. Okay, so there is software, and I'm going to show you the software shortly. Now, you can extend the light. Okay, it ratchets up like that, and my light, just a minute, just the microphone. My light is like that and like that, and it's pointing down at me. Simples. Now, if you don't want to put it on your monitor, and I can understand why, then what you can do, just let me straighten it up again and switch it off. Okay, so I switched it off. What you can do is you can twist the light section, take it off this stand and put it onto a tripod stand. Now, the benefit of that is it means that you can actually then put the lighting anywhere on your desking area or anywhere in your room. Now, for my purposes today, mine is on top of my monitor. It's pointing down at me and it's lighting me. Just a reminder on that. If I switch the light off, then just a minute, I go darker. Simple as that. Now, I've set this lighting up so it's optimized for my studio and for lighting me. So I've just switched it back on. So that's the light. This is the first light. We know Logitech from their cameras. Okay, and I'm going to show you the 920 and the Bridge. But this is the first light that Logitech have produced. Now, they've released this in January 2022, and I'm not the only one who likes it, because if I go over here, okay, I've been demonstrating this light for a few weeks now, and just come back here and take myself off solo. My good friend, let's go here. My good friend Jim Ziegler, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia. He was at a conference this week with on stage with 2,000 people watching. It's not something I could do, but Jim is one of the best presenters that I've seen, and I've known him for 15 years. And Jim saw my demonstration of Logitech Light, and he went and bought one, and he made a video about it. And the thing about his video that he made is that he's got background removal, expert VCam, which I'm going to show you soon. And he said that using the light, the background removal tool worked, well, nearly perfectly. Yeah, so this is a very good light. Now, in terms of the light itself, I'm going to show you the software. Okay, so let's go over here. I'm going to share screen. So give me a second. No, I don't want that one. I want that one. And it should come in a second. I should be able to share screen with the software. Now, Logitech are well known to gamers, and they created the Logitech Light with broadcasters and gamers in mind. This light can be powered for 24 hours a day without any problems at all. Yeah, it's safe to use 24 hours a day. Now, I use it probably about 3 hours a day, and it just works. Now, the main features of it, I've got to be honest here. When I demonstrate products, okay, I know I don't have a script. You've probably gathered that by now. I'm actually talking from experience. But the problem with broadcasting is occasionally you'll miss a point that you wanted to make. So beside me, I've got an agenda, and on that agenda are the main features of the Logitech Glow and the C920X. But let's go with Glow. Now, I call it the Logitech Glow, and that's what it said on the box, which we just looked at. But its official title is Logitech Glow Premium LED Streaming Light. Okay. Now, we mentioned a moment ago that it's very soft light. It's true soft. Okay, developed by Logitech. Okay, this next thing about the light is adjustable mount. We've seen you can go up and down. We've seen that you can actually use a tripod as well. Okay, so I'm doing well in the list of items. I haven't missed too much. Its brightness and temperature settings, we've seen those are on the back. They're also in the software I'm about to show you. Okay, so this is not just switch it on and set it. You can change the way that it actually lights you to suit yourself. There's a desktop app, which I'm going to show you in a moment, and natural skin tones. This is the thing I like about it. This is not bright white light. This is subtle, as you'll see. And it's safe for all-day streaming, which I mentioned a moment ago, which is absolutely brilliant. In addition to that, it's got freedom of light placement just to reinforce that. And finally, it uses Logitech's free G-Hub desktop software. Hopefully this is, just a minute. Right, we've got it. Got it first time. Things are going well today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take it off full screen. We're going to say thank you to Jim for his recommendation of the Light, and Jim's using the Light on that video. We're going to say thank you to Marco and Daniel of Logitech, and we're going to take a look at Logitech's free G-Hub desktop app. Now, a bit about the application. The application is well known to millions of gamers around the world because not only can it control this light, it also controls, you guessed it, Logitech cameras. So the software is tried and tested. In other words, what I'm saying here, as a software guy, I develop software. This software has been tried and tested by millions of live broadcasters throughout the world, and they've added the light to it so that we can control the light. So I'm using the software. I went to logitech.com. I downloaded the software, installed it, and straight away it could see I had a Logitech Light plugged in to my PC. So let's just go from the top, and I'm going to go through. If I switch off, and I'm going to go side by side for this. If I switch off, I'm going to take that off so you can see me. If I switch off the light, I go dark. If I switch the light back on, I go light. Okay, I've got shades because I'm holding this up in front of the lights. Okay, mistakes when broadcasting, number whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to put the light down because I don't need the light to demonstrate this. The light, as I just said earlier, is above my monitor and shining down on me. Now, there are 6 presets with the software. So in other words, you've got different presets for different times of day. And this is the first preset. I'm going to show you all 6, just so you get an idea of the differences. So this is the brightest setting, and this is the start of the day setting. So let's go for that. And then in the software again, I'm going to go through to the second one. It's a drop-down list. I'm just clicking the items on the list, and now we're down to cozy daylight. And you'll notice that the temperature and the brightness are at 20%. So these presets are adjusting the brightness and the temperature. So the brightness stays the same, but the temperature is going up. And this is one of my, I'm going to show it full screen. This is one of my favorite settings for the lights. Okay, this is the one that I use through most of my broadcasts. Okay, so on to number 4. Now, you may not notice too much of a difference. The difference may be subtle. This is Soft Sunset, another of my favorites. This is Cool Candlelight. Okay, and there you are. And that's one of my favorites as well. Now, the next one is a preset, but it's not one that Logitech did. This is a preset that I did. Okay, so you can set your own preset. Now, looking at this, let's take a serious look at this. I've not done well. Okay, I need to, first of all, decrease the brightness. So I'm taking the brightness down to there, that's better. And decrease the manual, the temperature, and there we have it. Okay, now this is pretty close to the way I want it. Now this is all about, first of all, you can use any camera straight out of the box, be it Logitech, but any camera, you can use it out of the box. You get more out of it when you use the software in combination. So because I've downloaded this software from Logitech.com, I got control of my lighting. And it means that I can have the lighting I want, and I can adjust the lighting for the time of day. This is the only light I've got switched on. Okay, this is no other lighting. Room lights are not on. It's still daylight outside, but the room lights are not on. Okay, right now that's the Logitech Litra Glow light, and it's $59.99. I mean, I was looking around, and I looked and I saw that people were charging $200 for lighting. As a solo broadcaster, this is the ideal light for broadcasting on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and your website. This is the ideal light. And it's also an ideal gift for somebody. If you find somebody who doesn't have any lighting and they'd like to be better lit, Logitech Litra light. Okay, in fact, it's so good, I bought 2 of these. This normally lives on top of the monitor over there. But it means that because I've got 2, I can be lit by it and I can demonstrate it to you at the same time, which I thought was really important. I think if I can actually show you how it works. So just a quick reminder then, because we've been through the bullet points. It bends forward, okay? It twists left and right. You can extend it. You can put it onto a tripod if you want, and you put it anywhere in your desking then. It's mounts over your monitor if you don't want to use the tripod, and it's a very solid build. First light from Logitech, released January 2022. For individual broadcasters, this is, to my mind, the perfect lighting. I will tell you everything. I haven't found anything that the light doesn't do. Okay, it does everything you need as a solo broadcaster. Great for Zoom calls. Great as a present to somebody else or to yourself. Okay, so that putting that down safely. Okay, you're going to see my desktop in a moment. And my desktop, as we actually talk about different things, is going to get very full. I did, in the carousel down below this picture, there are 38 items. And for the first time ever yesterday, I did a broadcast and I talked about every single item that's in the carousel. 38 items. And I did it in 55 minutes. I went from A to Z because I was able to show them. And my desk at the end was a heck of a mess, as you say. But I enjoyed it. And I've actually now got short videos about everything that's in the carousel. If you've got any questions about anything in the carousel, please do ask. Okay. I don't get your personal details at any point. If you comment, the comments disappear at the end of this broadcast. Okay. The only people who see it when you comment are the people watching live during the course of the broadcast. Now, the other thing, which is a win-win situation, if you enjoy this broadcast, then please consider pressing the follow button, which is down there, and you'll just get notified of my future broadcasts. Not all of them, but you will get notified. I go onto your following list, which is your favorites list, which is good. And anytime you click the following button above this screen, you will see either me live or my latest broadcast. Now, the thing is that you've got an opportunity here, because if you follow somebody, then they go into your following list. Okay, I don't know you've done it. We as broadcasters don't know you've done it, but it means that you can build your own Amazon Live TV channel of your favorite broadcasters. And you can go into that following tab anytime and you can see the latest broadcast, or if we're live, the latest live broadcast. And all you need to do is press the follow button. Okay, moving on in the carousel. Okay, let's go to the next item. The next item is the Logitech C920. I want to say thank you for actually watching in Amazon Live today. I totally enjoy being live on Amazon Live, and I'm here to help answer your questions. Okay, now I've been doing this broadcasting for the last 7 years. Okay, it all started with software called Blab. Now this is before Facebook Live started, and Facebook Live started 6.5 years ago. And when Facebook Live started, there were a group of about 300 or 400 broadcasters who migrated immediately to Facebook Live. We'd all become firm friends. And of course, what we wanted to do was to actually up our game. We wanted to improve our game because we're on Facebook Live. You've got to look good on Facebook Live. You've got to sound good on Facebook Live. So we needed a camera, because the camera in your computer or Mac is PC or Mac is good, but you need an external camera. Now, what most people did, just a minute, I'm just trying to temp something down without breaking it. What most people did was went out and bought this camera. This camera is down in the carousel now, and this is the Logitech C920X. Okay. What you have here is twin stereo microphones and the lens in the middle. Field of view is 78 degrees. So that's how wide you can see if you give it full range. And I'm going to explain field of view when we go on to my next camera. Okay, but for the moment, let's go with this one. Now, when you first get it, you plug the other end, this bit, into your PC or Mac. That's it. So you need to do. You don't need to do anything else because this camera is so well known. Yeah, there have been so many of these sold that Windows or Mac already know about the C920. But this is not just any C920. This is the C920X, and this has an extra, which I'm going to demonstrate to you shortly. So when you get the camera, you just take it out of the box, pull that lip down, and it then sits on top of your monitor. And you can adjust the angle so that it's sitting so that you can actually look directly at the camera. Now, when you're on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, what you don't want to do is to look at the people that are actually on the screen in front of you. What you want to do is to look at the camera. Now, the camera is slightly higher the picture of everybody. It's something you can learn. It's not something that comes natural. Looking at a camera, we don't do naturally. We want to look straight ahead. I'm looking slightly up as far as I'm concerned, but as far as you're concerned, I'm looking straight at you. And that's the trick of being as looking at people who are actually watching you, is to look directly into the camera. Okay, sorry, that was a bit of an aside. So it sits on your monitor, or if you close this up, you'll see on the bottom is the thread. And what you can do is that you can take your trusty tripod. Okay, now all you need to do, I'm going to do this live just to show you. So just let me line things up. Okay, so this is a live demonstration of putting a camera on a tripod, and it's got to work. I'm just waiting for it to lock into place. So you can put your camera on a tripod. This is a Logitech C920X. You can basically then put this tripod anywhere on your desking, and you can get any point of view. Rather than the camera being up on the monitor or up on your PC or Mac, it actually can go anywhere. So this can give different views. Okay, and what you can do, okay, down in the carousel, you'll find a USB extension cable. I think it's right at the end of the carousel. And with that, you can extend this lead, which is already 3 meters long, 9 foot. You can extend the lead. So that gives you freedom to put this camera anywhere on your desking and get any point of view. And of course, because it's USB, the software you're using, be OBS or vMix or BeLive or Restream, will recognize the camera straight away. No problem at all on that, because this camera has sold so many. Now, I suppose the next thing is quality. This camera that I'm holding now is in fact 6 years old. Okay, this is the camera I got when Facebook Live came out, and I wanted to look better. As well as looking better, I was better as far as the microphone was concerned as well, because this has got dual microphones. If that wasn't enough, okay, basically it's lasted me 6 years. It's as new. Now, the one that's down in the carousel at the moment isn't exactly like this, because this was built 6 years ago. The one in the carousel was designed in 2020, and I'll confirm that in a moment. So it's a revision of this model. Okay. Now, this model, let's just go back to, you know, if you've been watching for the last quarter of an hour or so, I've got my memories up on an agenda. So this is Logitech C920X. The X stands for extra. Now I'm going to show you the extra in a moment. It's full 1080p 30 FPS. So 1080p is high definition. I'm broadcasting to you in 720p. The higher the number, the more the pixels, the clearer the picture. To give you an example, 720 is DVD quality. 30 frames per second is industry standard as far as broadcasting on the internet is concerned. You don't need to go higher. I mean, I don't today. I told you about the stereo audio from the twin microphones. Omnidirectional. That means that they'll pick up all the sounds around you. Just be aware of that. But you do software you can get to actually just have your own voice on camera live. It's got, if I switch my light off, then the camera will do its best to autocorrect so that you can still see me. Switch the light on, Logitech Litra light down the carousel, then basically the light correction is not needed. I'm going to turn that off. There is advanced capture software called Logitech Capture, which I'm going to show you with the Logitech Brio camera. It's got low light setting. We just looked at that. Basically, it's got 78 degrees field of view. We said how wide can it see, and it can see 78 degrees. And the version of the camera that's down in the carousel sell at the moment was actually released on March 31st, 2020. Okay, now this is the kicker. This is the extra. The Logitech C920X includes a 3-month license to XSplit VCam. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to show you, if I can get to it, just a minute. One of the things that I love doing when I'm live broadcasting is using my green screen and having background removal software. I can't do it broadcasting now because I'm actually showing you items on screen and it doesn't work perfectly for that. But I can now tell you how background removal software works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take myself off full screen. Okay, we're going to stop sharing the Logitech Litra software, and I'm going to go. Hopefully, I'll be able to find this in a minute. No, that's the wrong video. That was a genuine. I picked the wrong video. You don't want that one. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let's go over here. Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's not the video. Somewhere over here. I'll get it. I will get it. Okay. This is the video. Okay. Sometimes I've got so many things in my carousel for this live, you wouldn't believe it. Okay. So you now know Logitech C920X, this camera, includes 3 months license to XSplit VCam. This is XSplit VCam, though it has to be said that any background removal software works like this. Let's go. So I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. And I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself. And this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing the button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a Right. The second thing you can do with this software is you can take an image, basically from YouTube. You can take a moving image. Okay. You can put in a YouTube URL into XSplit VCam, and you'll get as a background, you will get a moving video. Now, the YouTube video will have no sound. That's the first thing to know. If it's your video, then you can do it, not a problem. If, however, the video is by somebody else and it's public, you can use it. But sometimes the videos won't work. And the reason is that the person who created the video has not given permission for people to use it outside YouTube. Okay, it's not going to work. Move on to one that does. You'll never get it working. Move on to one that does. The third place that you can get images from is you can have any web page as your background. If it's your web page and you're talking about your web page, all good. If it's somebody else's web page and you're talking about it, then do mention who it is. It's only fair, okay, to give credit. And finally, you can go to a website called unsplash.com. And unsplash.com is where photographers from around the world have sent in their best images to unsplash.com, and you can go there and you can download them for free and you can have them as your backdrop. I've got about 80 of them now. And basically, you can go to unsplash.com, you can type in Paris, Texas, and get images from Paris, Texas. If you type in Paris, France, you get images from Paris, France. So you can get any images you want. And I frequently use images. We do a show with my partner Angelica, who's a German language tutor, and we do a show on Fridays called Ask Angelica, which is German language tuition, and we are live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. And we talk about different towns in Germany, and I can go to unsplash.com and I can get a picture taken in that town and use it as my backdrop. So whilst we're live, people are actually seeing the town that we're talking about. And we've done an A to Z of towns in an A to Z of towns in Germany, which you can find on YouTube, by the way. In actual fact, if you're interested, if you want to go here, not now, of course, because you're talking to me, or I'm talking to you rather. I'll come back to that in a second. Just want to do this to show that this is live. Okay. And I need to admit, I've misspelled something. Hang on a second, I'll get it right eventually. Okay. I'm going to show it on screen. If you go to YouTube and you click in Angelica Davy, and go because my partner, then you'll see all the videos about learning German. We've been doing it for 5 years. There's a host of videos, and in those videos, I use XSplit Webcam to give the image at the back. Okay, so that's basically is Logitech C920X, and it includes 3 months for XSplit Webcam. I've been using XSplit Webcam since January 2019. It's my go-to background removal software. I also use other tools from XSplit, and they all work. Hello, David Burrows, if you're here, and I'm going to take that off screen. And just so you know, unsplash.com is where we get the photographs from, and Angelica Davy on YouTube if you're interested in learning German or you know somebody who is. Okay, so that's a shout out for Angelica. I'm actually I'm going to ask Angelica to give me some photographs so I can actually show her photographs on screen as well as mine. Okay, now we're going to move on, and this time I can't actually show you this, but I can talk about it. I've got Logitech Brio, which I'll show you in a moment. I've got the Obspot Tiny, which is my second camera. Okay, so I physically got connected to my computer 2 cameras. I just need to take that off and say goodbye to the video I've just shown you. So I can hide that and then switch this camera on. I've got 2 cameras, me on the Brio and then the Obspot Tiny. I'm now going to talk about a camera which, well, it's a camera that's now on my wish list, and that is the Logitech Mivo. Okay, which is a high-end camera, but it's a studio. It's a production studio. You can take the Mevo, which works on Wi-Fi or LTE, and you can, from this using this camera, broadcast from anywhere. Let's just have a look. So what I'm going to do, I did it earlier, is I did a screen share. I'm just trying to find it. So let me bring it in. Okay, now what I've done is that this camera is on my wish list. Let's just hide my second camera. This camera is on my wish list. It's the Logitech Mivo, and I will have this camera. I'm getting it at the end of May. It will be live with me in June. Okay, but it's a Logitech Mivo camera, and basically this is the future of live broadcasting, because this camera does not need a PC. Okay, you can use this camera to broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, RTMP, anywhere. Okay, this is the way things are going to go. Now, what you can do is, you have seen this working, you can get 3 Mevo cameras together and acting as a network, and you can do live presentations of cooking, of drawing, of dance. Okay, you just set the 3 cameras up and they will broadcast out to where you want to go. So let's just go down, and this is a rare thing for me. I don't normally share pages, but in this case, I did want to show you. As I go down, there are all the cameras. We're going to be looking at the Brio in a moment. Okay, we're going to be looking at the C920. We looked at the C922, 920, but this is stream your story anywhere. Okay, and stunning high definition video quality, multi-camera. This is what I was talking about, a cooking demonstration with 3 Mevos all set up, streaming outdoors. You can control everything from a mobile app. There's so many different ways you can use these cameras. And I'm just scrolling down. There are some sample videos about it made by people who are actually using the camera. Now, I have just started investigating this camera. What it can do blows me away. I will have it on this broadcast in June, and then I'll show you working, because not only can a Mevo operate independently and broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and your website, it can also be used as a webcam. They've released the software that allows you to use the Mevo as a webcam, and that's a game changer, because it means I can use the Mevo in my studio. Yeah, and I can put the Mevo anywhere within Wi-Fi range, and the camera will work. So if I want to have one of my cameras in this broadcast outside, I can do that. This opens up so many different possibilities for live broadcasting. And I've seen this used at an outdoor music concert with 3 cameras. 2 cameras were pointed on the stage, and 1 camera was pointed at the audience. And using, as you can see, the app there, you can use the app to actually control the broadcast and change from one shot to another. So what you're doing with your mobile phone is you've got a broadcast studio, and not only can you change which camera you're using, you can actually do overlays and text. I'm so looking forward to having this camera because of the things it can do. It is the future of live broadcasting, especially now that you can actually use it as a webcam. And there, it's actually being demonstrated now on Amazon Live. Somebody's got it before me. So there you have it. That's the Logitech Mivo camera. For the moment, I'm just making you aware of it. You can go and click the link in the carousel. That will take you off to the Mevo page, and you'll pay the price that's in the carousel. And if you order it after visiting this video you're watching now, then there is 5% off. It's $379.99 as opposed to $399.99 if you order in the next 24 hours. Okay. The special prices for I'll tell you what the special prices are, but special prices are valid whilst I'm broadcasting live. Okay. Now, need to catch my breath for a moment. I'm here to help you. I'm an independent broadcaster, as all Amazon Live broadcasters are. We all have different areas of expertise, and you can find this is your own TV channel, because you can watch us virtually 24 hours a day. Certainly from 7 a.m. Eastern through to midnight, there are people broadcasting all the time on a wide variety of topics, and they're all at the top of their game, and they can all talk about the items that are in the carousel. And we just enjoy doing this. We're sharing knowledge. We do get a small commission as well, but you pay the prices that you would normally pay. And if there's a discount, I'll tell you if there's a discount. So it's at no cost to you, but you've got free advice here. Now, if you're enjoying this broadcast, please do follow me, okay? And you'll get notified of future broadcasts. That's a given, but not all broadcasts. The other thing is that you're creating your own Amazon Live TV channel, and you can go up to the following button and you can see every follow. Now, on a personal note, I follow probably around about 300 Amazon Live broadcasters because I enjoy those shows. I enjoy watching and learning. You can learn so much on Amazon Live. This is live, and you've got the opportunity to actually ask questions. And I go and watch other shows and I ask questions and I get answers. Okay. And the other thing is, if you do answer a question, then you're making the show interactive and contributing to the show. Yeah, this can be an interactive experience. So if you want to tell me where you're from, please do, because I'd love to know where you're from. I don't get your details if you comment, and the comments disappear after the broadcast. Okay, you're in control. Your information stays with Amazon. We as live broadcasters don't get anything at all. Okay, so don't forget, if you're learning German, go and watch Angelica on YouTube and come back to here and back to my main menu. And this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, and you are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. Okay, Wiltshire is a beautiful county. We have places like Stonehenge, we have Salisbury. We could do a day trip. If you come over to the UK, you can do a day trip to Wiltshire, and in one day you can see Stonehenge, Salisbury Cathedral, and Avebury. Okay, 4,500 years of history in the one place, one county. Okay, sales pitch over. And just to note, I'm broadcasting for today. My broadcast studio is BeLive. Okay, so I'm broadcasting using BeLive, which is why I can show you the videos. It's why I can show the images and the text. It's all from within one studio, one piece of software, 8 people on screen, and you're seeing a live demonstration of BeLive throughout this broadcast. Okay, so let's remove that. I'm just going to go here, and I just want to show this for a second or two. Yeah, so this show is for you, and you can ask any questions you like. I'll try and give the answers. If I don't know the answers, I'll say I don't know the answers, and I'll go and find out, as I did for my friend the other day who was looking for a security camera, and the best camera I could find was the Mivo, which is basically a dual purpose or triple purpose camera. Okay, so that's the Logitech Mivo, and I will be demonstrating it to you in June. Okay, in the meantime, you can find out more about it, or you could even get one. Okay, now my next camera is the Logitech Brio. Now, you're actually watching me. I'll just remove that now. You're actually watching me on Logitech Brio. I'm using a Logitech Brio. Now, as I said, I've had, I've forgotten to do that. Just a minute. Here's the C920X. I'm just going to take it off its stand. Okay, just give me a second. It won't take a second. Honest, just a second. Okay, because I need the stand in a minute. Okay, I've got this camera, the C920X, 6 years ago. It's been redesigned in 2020, and it is down in the carousel. But I upgraded my camera to the one you're watching now, which is Logitech Brio. The Logitech Brio is a 4K camera. You've got 720, 1080, and 4K. That's the quality of the video you're actually watching. You're watching me at 720 now, which is DVD quality, very good quality. Then you can go to high definition, and then you go 4K, and that's the best you can get. Now, I can't broadcast to you in 4K because I can't show you the camera at its best, but I can show you the quality of the picture in 720. What I wanted to do was I wanted to broadcast in 4K in better quality, and I wanted to be, well, for the image to be clearer, just like on TV, really, on television. So I got the Logitech Brio camera, and I then used it with, you can use it with OBS, you can use it with vMix, you can use it with XSplit Broadcaster, and you can go live from your desktop to YouTube. You can broadcast 4K video to YouTube. I know, I've done that. I used my software on my desktop, XSplit Broadcaster, and I broadcast out directly to YouTube. And then I went over to YouTube and I watched the replay, and it is stunning. The quality of a 4K video, absolutely amazing. So if you're thinking of getting the best out there, 4K, then the Brio is a camera you should consider for the following reasons. As I go back over here and I go to, right, Logitech Brio 4K webcam you're watching now, Ultra 4K. It's got a noise cancelling microphone. In other words, it will cut out any sound apart from me. Okay, it's got a microphone built in and noise cancelling software. In addition to that, HD auto light correction. If I switch my light off, then the Brio, which you're watching now, will try to correct the light so you can still see me. You can still see me, but I much prefer to actually be lit, okay, by the Logitech Litra light, which is down the carousel. Okay, so wide field of view. It's got a 90-degree field of view. I'm just trying to emulate 90 degrees. Okay. The competing cameras also. Now, this is the point I was making earlier. It's got 4 times the resolution of a typical HD webcam. And on YouTube, it just looks amazing. Auto light adjustment we've done. And it's got 3 fields of view. Right. I'm going to show you that. What I'm going to do now, there is a piece of software called Logitech Capture, which is free. If you bought the hardware, this software I'm about to show you is totally free. You just go to logitech.com, you download the software, and it will look something like this. If this works, it'll be good. So bear with me a moment. I'm just going to share my screen. I've pressed the right button this time, and I'm going over to a window, and I'm hoping to share one window. Just a minute. No, let me find it first. It's hiding. Okay, if things go totally smoothly, then there's something wrong. Just a minute. Oh, I got it. No, I haven't. Okay. No. The joys of live broadcasting, eh? Just give me a second. I just need to check something down in my carousel. And let's see what happens when I press this button. Ah! Okay. I've got it. I can come back now. So I'm going to come back now. Just a minute. Don't adjust your sets. I'm here. I just want to press the button. I just want to find which button. That button. Okay. Hairy moments when live broadcasting. So I'm going to hide the Mevo camera. When live broadcasting, nothing is ever going to go perfectly. It just won't. Yeah. And you've got to be prepared for when things go wrong. And there are 3 attributes you need. You need patience, persistence, and the will to win. There is no way the technology is going to get better at me. I'm going to persist, use patience, and win most of the time. Okay. So this is the software. This is a relative of Logitech Capture. Go to logitech.com and you can download the software for free. It will recognize your camera straight away. Yeah. And then I'm going to go side by side so you can actually see this. I need to change something. So I'm adjusting my studio, my BeLive studio, and I'm going to go here, and then we'll truly be side by side. And I can show you this angle. That's the software. So let's go to the top. At the top, you can see the controls for movement. At the bottom, you can see the controls for field of view. And over the other page, which is here, he said, I just need to swivel this back into my studio because at the moment it's hiding. On the advanced tab, you can control a lot of things, which I'm going to show you. So this is the software. We're looking at the software. It's controlling the camera that you're actually looking at now. Now, the first thing you can do is that you, and my apologies for this in advance, but you can actually zoom in. So I'm zooming in and I'm becoming a giant. What I want to do, this is not a good look. So I'm going to zoom out again. Okay, and I want to make a point at this juncture. This is zoomed in, okay, but the problem with this picture is that I managed to cut the top of my head off. Now, when I watch and take part in Zoom broadcasts, the number of people who have cut the head off, they've cut the top of the head off. This is not a good look. I've got to say, this is distracting. Well, I'm going to show you what this is what you shouldn't do. What you should do, and just zoom out again. Okay. When you're on a Zoom call or when you're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, you need headroom. There must be a space above your head. We're used to seeing the top of people's heads. When we don't, we try to imagine what they actually look like. The best way is to actually have headroom at the top and center yourself on the screen. Now, I'm reasonably in the center of the screen. Okay. The other thing, if you're on Zoom or you're on the internet and you're broadcasting, don't forget that you are. It's easy done. Don't move quickly. Okay. Do not go from side to side. Do not go off the side of the screen. This is not a good look. Try to be in the center of the screen, calm, cool, and collected. No matter what happens, you are calm, cool, and collected. If you are calm, cool, and collected, that's what radiates out from the screen. Yeah. Your mood and your posture and your approach are the ones that go through the Logitech Brio camera, and that's how the people watching actually see you. Okay. So we've got Zoom controls. I'm going to go side by side now. Okay, widescreen. Basically, the next control movements left and right. Now, I have no idea what you're going to see, but you can see more in my office. Go this way, and you can see an incomplete chest of drawers. Okay, I like to be, as I've just said, in the center of the screen with the green screen behind me and showing a little bit of a distraction. Now, we said the camera has different fields of view. They are 90 degrees. So now if I zoom out, okay, now you can see my chest of drawers and you can see me and I've shrunk. And if you don't use the software with the camera, the software we're using now, this is the view. What we want to do, okay, that's the full view. What we want to do using the software is to, I've broken it. I'm going to stay like this forever. Hang on. Okay. And plus again. So I'm zooming in. I'm going to change my field of view to 78. And we're back to normal. Okay, so 90 degrees shows more of your background, 78 degrees, and then 60 degrees comes even tighter. Now, what you're actually trying to do is to get comfortable on screen. Yeah, this is too close to the camera for me. Even for me, what I prefer to use is the 78 degree setting. Yeah, to me, this looks more natural, and I just like working this way. As well as going left and right, you can go up and down. So you pan and tilt using the controls on the Logitech Capture software. Field of view 78. Now, in addition to that, I can control the brightness. Okay, I'm getting too bright or I'm getting too dark. Now, all the defaults are set at 50. So if I bring this back to 50, okay, then I'm controlling the brightness. I control the color intensity with the next control. I'm going to go side by side here so you can see the controls. I'm actually doing this. And I can control the color intensity, he said. I can go bright red, or I can go sepia. There might be a reason for actually using this one. I may use that, or I can go back to 50%. All the defaults are, just excuse me a moment. All the defaults are 50%. That's a bit red, isn't it? Okay. Let's try and go back a bit to there. Just a minute. 50. Okay. I'm still looking a bit red. Just a minute. What I'm going to do is going to switch the light off and switch the light back on again. Okay. Little tip. If you do become too red, switch the lights off, switch them back on again. It will auto adjust. Yeah. Simple, effective way of getting everything back. I can change the contrast up and down. Okay. And the next setting is auto white balance. And if I've got this on, but if I switch it off, it depends. It can help you with your lighting. Okay. And with it on, it's more natural today. Auto focus. I've got problems saying that. I'm going to admit it. Auto focus. You can probably say it better than I can. Basically, we don't need anymore. Okay, so that is, I'm going to stop sharing now, come back to me. And basically what I'm going to do very quickly is there is a reset button. I'm going to reset everything as to the defaults. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, I'm going to change the field of view. Okay, just give me a second. It won't take me a minute. I'm demonstrating how easy this is. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to go up. No, not down, up. Having fun with settings. What I do, and I'm back, and don't forget the head. Right, I'm back. So basically, use the camera settings, download the software, and get it as you want it. I mean, what I do every Sunday night is I go through and I check everything, okay, and make sure I'm looking okay on camera before I go live during the week. I'm live on Amazon Live. Just a minute, I need to do something. Okay, that's better. Getting closer. I do. When you're doing live demonstrations like this and you don't quite get back to where you were, okay, so that's it. That's basically the cameras. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at something entirely different. Okay, where we're going to is over here, and I'm going to the Hoem gimbal. Okay, so thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. I do appreciate your spending part of your day with me. If you have any questions, then please do ask. If you're enjoying the broadcast, then please follow. Okay, now I'm a desktop kind of guy. I've been doing this desktop broadcasting for the last 7 years. Okay, but I have a new hobby, and that new hobby is going out and about and shooting mobile video. And somewhere on my desktop is my mobile camera. Okay, you see the Samsung down in the carousel. Samsung cameras down in the carousel. I enjoy going out and shooting mobile video. Okay. Basically we visit country houses, castles, and ancient monuments, including Stonehenge, as you've seen. And I shoot video whilst we're there. Now, I shoot it on my mobile phone, and basically, because of the way I've got it set up, I can actually go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch with mobile video. Also get the recording afterwards with mobile video. Now, the thing about using your mobile phone for video is that you're holding the camera, and the more you paid for the camera, mobile phone camera, the tighter you're holding it. You see, you don't want to drop the phone, do you? I mean, let's be honest. That's the last thing you want to do, is to drop the phone onto the ground and have a smashed screen. No way, Jose. So you grip it tightly. The second thing, and this is a problem for everybody, it's basically, if you're shooting video on your mobile phone, as you're walking in your normal stride pattern and videoing, your phone is moving up and down, and there's very little you can actually do about this, unless, of course, you get yourself the home gimbal, which is down in the carousel. Now, I'm going to go over here. I've got to move a few things about here. Just a minute. I've got myself leg locked. I'm going. Oh, wait a minute. It's already out. I didn't put it away yesterday. Oh dear. I must have been distracted. This is the Hoem iSteady gimbal, and I use it to shoot all my videos. I'm going to give you an example in a moment, a real example of working with the Hoem iSteady gimbal. Now, I've got the Zion as well, but I prefer this, the Hoem iSteady gimbal. And I'm going to bring my second camera in just to take you through this. So if I can, I'm going to go picture in picture. Okay, so this is demo cam. I'm just going to move that out of shot. Hopefully you can still hear me. This is the Hoem iSteady gimbal, and I just need to do something. Don't move. Don't go anywhere. I need to do something. I realized I'm broadcasting with just one light, but in order to show you my demonstration area, I actually need another light. Okay, now we can see things. And what I need to do also, whilst I'm here, is I need to shrink myself. Okay, so I'm going to shrink. Now you can see my desktop. Now you can see the gimbal more clearly than you could a moment ago. Okay, I can see it clearly, but now you can see it clearly, and that's the important thing. With a gimbal, what you do is you take your mobile phone, take its case off, and you put the mobile phone into the clamp. The clamp expands to take larger mobile phones, and the bottom of your phone is resting there, and your camera lens is at the top. Okay, that's the first thing you do. Put your camera in. Your camera's now held by the gimbal's. It's held. When you switch the gimbal on, it will. Well, the first thing it wants to do is it wants to calibrate itself to make sure it's working properly, and it's got the perfect setting for you to go out and do mobile video. Don't calibrate it with it in your hand. That's not the way to do it. Put the gimbal on a solid surface. Now, that solid surface can either be a desking, like I've got now, or it can be a bench or a flat rock. Make sure it's flat and then switch it on. And you switch it on and it swerves around and your camera turns sideways and you're ready to go and shoot. Okay, simple as that. Then you go to your camera, press record, your mobile phone, press record, and you're underway. I press go live, but that's just me, I suppose. So you can record using the gimbal. Now, the thing is that has two effects. One, your phone is secure in the clamp, and it's unlikely you're actually going to accidentally drop this gimbal. Your phone is secure. So that's the first problem that we had. And the second problem is they're going up and down a bit. Now, the gimbal actually compensates for your walking, yeah, and it tries to keep the camera steady. Now, I do have the proof. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go off on, I use the home gimbal to shoot this video. I'm just looking for a heading to go with it. So just give me a minute. I just need to set up. So we're going to look at the videos actually shot using the home gimbal. And okay, I'm just looking for a heading. I don't know. You spend time setting up and then something, right, okay. That's what I'm looking for, I found it. Okay, so the video I'm about to show you was created using the home gimbal. Okay, so I'm going to look through the videos I've got at the bottom here. And I'm going to use the first one that I come up against. And hopefully, in a second, I should see a video. And we're going to go here. Let me just find the video. I mentioned earlier, basically, it's here somewhere. I know it is. Okay, just a minute. I'll probably play a video while I'm going to put the gimbal down. That might help things. Okay, let's just skip along. I do want to show you a video. I do have videos. Okay, and that's Daniel, Laycock, Avebury, Durham. All right, okay. Are they all together? Okay, now I've got it ready. Okay, right. I'm going to switch my second camera off. Okay, right. We're going to play this video that you're about to see. Well, you've obviously already guessed where it is, but we're going to walk around Stonehenge. This video was taken on a sunny day. So I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. So let's go. I'm going to put it full screen, which is something I forgot to do yesterday. So the video is full screen. I'm still here, but I'm going to play a video. We're going to play a couple of minutes of this video, and you're on a real tour of Stonehenge in wonderful Wiltshire. So if you've not seen Stonehenge before, this is Angelica and myself walking around the henge. What I'm going to do is show you the beginning of the video, and then I'm going to take you as close to, well, we'll see. Not raining, so walk around the henge and give you a tour. Well, let's go. Right, there aren't too many people here. Basically, it's to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous New Year from Angelica and myself, and from everybody visiting Stonehenge today. Boxing Day 2021. Okay, I think we're in the clear now, hopefully. Right, so as usual, broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and my website. And that's just a beautiful sight, especially as it's a beautiful day, as I pan around to give you some idea of the countryside around the henge. Now the henge is not on its own. There are burial mounds all around, and behind me is my wonderful partner, Angelica, who is looking the other way. Hello! Right. And going over to, now this is the road people slow down here because they've actually got a view of Stonehenge, so the traffic along this road gets congested during the week, and that's the road that they're actually going to replace with a tunnel. Now, the tunnel won't go directly under Stonehenge, thank goodness, because we don't want Stonehenge to subside into a pile of rubble, but it will go within half a mile of Stonehenge, and I think the current state of play is that it's going to go ahead. And the idea is that the road that we're looking at now will just be closed, or not as busy. I mean, it's Boxing Day today, but you can see there's a queue of traffic over there, and that's what happens. Sorry about the echo. I'm going to now fast forward the video. Okay, I'm going to fast forward the video and go to round about here. And this time, I promise you, I'm actually going to switch off my microphone. Happens.
Corin, watch out where you're going, dear.
Right, okay. Hopefully. Right. Okay, so this is the end of our journey. This is as close as you can get to the stones, as I say, apart from the 2 days a year. And you can see how this was constructed 4,500 years ago. They're still trying to work out how they got the lintel. I mean, it's a feat of engineering, because we're talking 4,500 years ago. The stones came from Wales and from Marlborough, had to be brought here, not by cart, they were actually rolled here. So quite a considerable feat. Now, beyond the stones, you can see a footpath, and that footpath, which people are walking at the moment, that goes down to Dorrington Walls, which is another Neolithic site, and is close to back. My apologies on the early part of that video for problems with sound, which was totally, you see, normally when I play a video, what I forget to do is to switch everything back on, and this time I forgot to switch everything off. Okay, so that was Stonehenge, and that was shot using this very gimbal here, and it does, and no worries about dropping it, and no worries about the up and down. That's gone. Okay, that's what the gimbal can do for you. It's down in the carousel at the moment, and I mean, I use it regularly when we go out and about. I'm looking forward this summer to taking on his travels around Wiltshire and England. Now, you'll notice in that video that I was giving a narration. Okay, as we walked around the stones, I was talking, and I do rehearse. Okay, but the sound is important. If you just use the microphone in your portable, in your phone, then you can set it to single direction to cut out some of the sound, but it's not as good quality as if you have an external microphone, as if you have an external lapel microphone. Now, the microphone that you're actually listening to then is this. I'm going to put it the right way up so you can actually see it. It's the PowerDevice lapel microphone, and this is the one that I use every time I go out and do like live mobile video. And this is its carrying pouch, which the PowerDevice, there it is. And this normally lives in my rucksack. I take it everywhere with me. And this is a lapel microphone. Now, I just love the quality of the sound that actually comes from this. And you just heard it just then. That's the microphone there. It's got the cover on, and it's got the crocodile clip. You take the crocodile clip, you attach it to your clothing, like so. Just a minute. Okay, so there it's attached to my clothing. It's as simple as that. Okay, t-shirt, shirt, outer clothing in winter, just attach it. The other end of the lapel microphone, you take your mobile phone, one mobile phone, one audio cable, and you plug the mobile phone like that. That's it. No software required. Okay. As soon as you plug the lapel microphone into your mobile phone, the internal microphone is cut off and replaced by the lapel microphone, and the sound quality is, well, you've just been listening to it. The sound quality is very good. You can still hear a crowd in the background, but because the microphone is on your body, you're absorbing most of the background noise totally. So it just gives a crisp, clear sound, and yours is the first voice to be heard. Yeah. Now, if we're talking about this microphone, as we are, one of its uses is as a mobile phone, but just a minute, just need to concentrate. One of its uses is with a mobile phone. The other use is if you're looking for your first external microphone, then the lapel microphone is a great microphone to actually use because you're the sound absorber. You don't need to soundproof your office. You just need to wear a lapel microphone, plug it into your PC or Mac, and you can use it when you're on YouTube, when you're on Zoom, when you're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Yeah. This is a quality microphone. It is the Power Device microphone. It's down in the carousel. And today, just get me move a few things out of the way to actually get to my iPad. And I'm getting there, got there. Right, okay. It's 44% off, and it's 33 today. So it's a very good price today. And you've heard it. It simply works. It's easy, and you could use it with your mobile. You can use it with your PC. Just on that note, in addition to being a live broadcaster, I'm also a Udemy instructor. Now, Udemy is quite possibly the largest online course provider in the world. And if you want a course on anything, you can go to Udemy, go to the search box, type in the topic, and get a course. And you buy the course. And when you buy the course, you pay your $15, $20, $50, depending on what the course is about and how long it is. And you expect, when you listen to the videos in that course, you expect high quality. And Udemy set the quality standards for sound as well as video. Video is no problem. You've got the external, I've got the Brio camera. The microphone, however, they want good quality sound. They want great quality sound on all videos so that people can just listen as well as watch. I was given two options. One, to soundproof my office, or two, buy a lapel microphone. Well, at $33.33, buying a lapel microphone was the fastest and cheapest option. So you can use this, and I have used this, to record courses on Udemy. So it's of sufficient quality to pass the Udemy quality control. I'm grateful to have 16,000 students on Udemy, and I used the lapel microphone to actually record the courses. Okay, next. Okay, thank you for watching me. If you are enjoying the broadcast, or if you've got any questions, then please do ask. And the next thing I'm going to go on to, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 5:28 p.m.
Right. Echo Dot is an amazing device. We've got 4 of them. We've got 4 Echo Dots dotted throughout the house. It's a source of knowledge. You can set timers. I use my Echo Dot for cooking. If I'm cooking a roast chicken dinner, then I set timers. I set the initial timer for an hour 55 for the chicken. Then an hour, next time is for an hour later for the roast potatoes. And the next time is 20 minutes later than that. and that's for the roast vegetables. 3 timers. And that basically allows me to cook the almost perfect meal. Perfect chicken, perfect roast potatoes, and perfect vegetables. Also, if Angelica and I are reading about something and we've got a question, then we can ask Alexa. Okay, so Alexa, will it rain today?
It probably won't rain tonight. There's only a 12% chance at 1 a.m.
Right, well, 1 a.m.'s fine. It's beautifully sunny outside at the moment. Okay, Alexa, what is the capital of France?
The capital of France is Paris.
Alexa, tell me about Paris.
Here's a fact about Paris. From Wikipedia, Paris is home to several of France's most famous high schools such as Lycée Louis le Grand, Lycée Henri IV, Lycée Janson de Sailly, and Lycée Condorcet.
See. Alexa is a font of knowledge. If you've got children, then they can use Alexa to do their research. You can play music. You can be told stories. Okay, let's go for it. Alexa, tell me a joke.
Why did the raisin go to the dance with the prune? Because he didn't have a date.
Right. Okay. I think that's enough of Alexa for now. But it is fun. It's a font of knowledge, and it allows you to set alarms in the morning, to set timers, to set reminders, to do lists, anything. Well, Alexa's powers and skills are unlimited, and very useful it is. Now, the next thing I'm going to go on to is a camera. And I'm going to tell you about this camera because it's the Obspot Tiny camera, and today it is 24% off at $152. Okay, so I can hide that because I don't need it anymore, and that just leaves me, if I switch it on, with my second camera. And you can see my desktop is a bit untidy at the moment. Let's just do a bit of decluttering. I'm going to put the Obspot I'm going to put the home gimbal back in its case. Okay, so it lives in a case. Also, whilst I'm here, if you do get a gimbal, then there is a tripod stand you can use if you want to use it as static. Okay, so that's the gimbal. We've looked at the PowerDewise microphone. I'm just about to put the lapel microphone back in its pouch. Okay. So that can go over there and it can go with its box. So that's going back. We've looked at, okay, the Logitech C920X. The X stands for Expert Webcam, which is background removal software, which you get 3 months off. So that's going back over there. Logitech Litra Lite, we looked at earlier. It's the first item in the carousel, and that lives normally on the top of my Microsoft Surface Book 2 monitor. So that's back there. Okay, so now all the time I've been doing that, I've been using the Obspot Tiny camera, and this is the Obspot Tiny camera. Now, I got the Obspot Tiny camera because this is an extraordinary camera that can do webcam, that can do a lot more than most cameras. And I'm going to show you what it can do by, first of all, opening the software which comes with it, and I'm going to come back to me. Okay, so now we are on, just a minute, we're now using the Obspot Tiny, which is down the carousel at a discount today. Now, the thing about the Obspot Tiny is it's mounted on top of my BenQ monitor, which is also down the carousel, but it's also on a gimbal. Now, let's just go through some of its features, because you're actually looking at the camera now. So some of the main features I'll come to in a second. I'm going to take its name off because you know what it's called now. But the first thing it has, because of the gimbal, it's got 3 presets. So I can go from looking at me, okay, and I go, oh, just a minute, close that software. I can go from me to the desktop, okay, so that's my desktop shot, and I need to make an adjustment there. So this is how I can, whilst live, I can actually adjust to there, okay, or there, or there. I want to go, I don't want me in the picture. That's not, okay, let's go back to where I was. Okay, I'm going to adjust that later, but you can see, you can actually adjust it. You've got a desktop view, you've got the view of me, hello, and then you've got a third preset location, which is the wall, and that is Avebury Stone Circle, which is in Wiltshire, where I live, about half an hour away. And there is a village inside the Stone Circle. Avebury Stone Circle was built around the same time as Stonehenge, and if you visit Stonehenge, you can visit Avebury on the same day. Now, the thing about the Obspot is that, first of all, it's giving me the headroom, okay? And the second thing is that this camera has AI, artificial intelligence, which allows it to do this, okay? So let's just go back a bit. As I go back, the angle is changing. And as I stand up, okay, the camera is actually tracking me as I move around. The Obspot Tiny camera is tracking my every movement and making sure that I've got headroom and that I'm centered on camera. It is so much fun. I've had so much fun with this camera. It's not true, because it is so versatile. I can actually stand up and present rather than just sitting down and present. And the thing about standing up and presenting is that you can put more energy when you're actually stood up. You can have more energy involved in what you're doing, which means I could actually demonstrate and talk about anything that's on my desktop, like my BeLive mug, okay, which isn't on Amazon, but it's one of my favorite cups. Well, in fact, it's not. It is one of my favorites. Never actually used it. But the thing about the Obspot Tiny is that it's actually tracking me as I move around the room, which means it's not restricted to the 90 degrees I told you about earlier. Because it's on a gimbal, it can move about. Okay, so that's why I love the gimbal. I'm just going to go here, okay, which gives me a chance to sit down again and go back to me. Okay, it is basically so versatile. Now, this camera actually comes with software. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the software that's actually been controlling what I've been doing. So I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to start sharing something else. So let's go share, and we're going to find out more about the software that controls the Obspot Tiny camera. Okay, so I've got that. So I'm going to bring the software full screen. Okay, so this is the software that controls the Obspot Tiny. You can see the 3 presets on the bottom: Label Desktop, Stephen, and Preset Location 3, because I haven't decided what Preset Location 3 is yet. We don't need to see both cameras, so I'm going to hide this camera. Okay, so you've got, oh, a minute. Okay, hopefully you can, hang on. Right, my apologies for that. Okay, hopefully we're back now. And I'm just going to, yes, okay, what I'm trying to do, I know what I'm trying to do. Just give me a second. Okay, so what I've got now, okay, you remove your camera from screen. Note that the audience won't hear you. Well, hopefully you can still hear me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can still hear me. Just a second. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can still hear me. I know you can still hear me. Okay, so this is the software that controls the camera. And if I go side by side, okay, and I want to go side by side this way. Just a second. Okay. Right, I'm better on this side than on the other side. This, I'm going to hide that. The software actually controls everything. And I'm just going to go over to the software. I think I'm going to go over to the software. Just a second. Right, just a second. Right, I think we're back now. Okay. Let me go to the software, and with the software, you can actually control where the camera is pointing to. Let me just show you that. Okay, so it's now pointed to the desktop, and I just click the button and it switched over to the desktop. And you notice the zoom on there. I can actually change the level of the zoom and zoom in. Okay, and change the view. I can move it about. Okay, so let's go with that. I can use this to actually go up and down and back. And if I make a total mess of it, I can just press the button and it's back where it began. Okay, then I can go back to me. And let's go here, back to me. And you're back with me. And that's it. Now, the thing about software is that this will control as many Obspot tiny cameras as you've got. In addition to that, you've got 3 presets. You can zoom in, zoom out. And if I go here, hopefully this will work. If I go here and I move that over there, then you can see that I can set hand gestures to work. Okay, so this is hand gestures you can use. Start tracking, end tracking. Zoom in, zoom out are the ones that you can actually use. It's a very flexible system. And the thing I like about it is that Obspot are always improving their software. There's been releases in the last week, and they've now added face auto exposure. Now, if I compare the video now with the video from a few weeks ago, the fact my picture is improved. Yeah, they're always improving the software. So let's remember that you have with the Obspot Tiny. I'll explain tomorrow on the show what's going on, but you have 3 presets and you can switch between the presets. It can track you as you move around the room. It has all sorts of features which make it's the most fun to use, because I can present sat down, I can present stood up, I can move around. If you wanted to, with the AI tracking software, and there was a 100-yard race, you could focus in on the individual at the beginning and the camera would pan throughout the race. Brilliant, brilliant camera to use. If anybody wants a game of chess, there's a chess set there. Just need to issue a challenge to me. I'm willing to play anybody. I won't win, but I enjoy the taking part. Okay, so that's the Obspot Tiny camera. And what I'm going to now is switch that camera off and come back to me. And my camera's frozen. Okay, that's good. Now, when your camera freezes, what you need to do, that's not good luck, is it? I'm going to go down to the Brio and hopefully, no, that's not going to work. Okay, I think there's a message that my system's sending to me. I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live today. In any live broadcast, things are going to go right and wrong. I just want to, if I press that button and I zap that button, Okay, this is live. So things are going to go wrong when you're live. And what I'm trying to do now is I'm actually trying to put things right. So give me a second. And all normal service will be restored in a minute. Okay, hopefully. Okay. Right, normal service is back. Okay, but you notice one thing. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that I'm actually need to make one small change to go like this. Just a second. Now I'm back and everything's working normally. We've got one microphone, one camera, and all is good. Thank you for watching me live. Okay, so that was the Obspot Tiny, and the Obspot Tiny is just so much fun. Now, if you click the link in the carousel for the Obspot Tiny, you will find there is a new Obspot Tiny camera, which is the Obspot 4K. Now, the Obspot 4K camera has, in addition to 720 and 1080, it's got 4K, just like the Logitech Brio 4K. And it's got 4 times zoom. Okay, the Obspot Tiny's got 2 times zoom, and the Obspot 4K has got 4 times zoom. So those are the two of the major differences. And one thing I do like about this is they upgrade the firmware and they upgrade the software, and they keep improving the cameras. Yeah, it's just, I just love the fact. I mean, it is. I've got the Logitech 920. I've got the Logitech Brio. I'm going to get the Logitech Mivo by June, and the Obspot Tiny. Those are my go-to cameras during live broadcasting, and I love the fact that all these systems have software with them, because I do think, I'm going to stop sharing screen now, I do think that whilst all these products work out of the box, so you can take the camera, plug it in, you can take the microphone, plug it in, it's always good when there's software where you can actually improve the situation and you can do more. Now, one of the things you can do more with, because of the software, is my next guest on the show. And my next guest is down in the carousel now. It's the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Now, you're listening to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. You've been listening to the Elgato Wave 3 microphone throughout this broadcast. So you know what it sounds like. You definitely know what it sounds like. As to what it looks like, if I switch my camera and switch my camera back on, and I need to do something, just a minute, we'll get there. Basically, I need to switch back to the desktop, and I need to go picture in picture. Not that way. Okay, this way around. So we've got picture in picture, and there is everything we've talked about today. My phone is there. Amazon Echo Dot is there. 4-way USB. This is a piece of kit I actually use to run 2 cameras and 2 microphones at the same time. It's from Anker. It's a 4-way USB. It's down in the carousel. TP-Link Deco Wi-Fi is down in the carousel. But what I'm going to show you now, you've seen a glimpse of earlier, but this is it. This is what the Elgato Wave 3 microphone looks like entering stage. Now, you might hear a slight change in the sound, but this is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. It's got gain controls. It's got input for headphones for monitoring. But the most amazing thing about this, I mean, let's come back to me for a minute. I run panel shows on Facebook. In other words, I invite people in and to have a chat. And back in November last year, I invited Christa Boven from Belgium, Rico Glover from the States, and Alec from Sweden. Okay, Alec Dorling. Alec, if you're watching, hello. I said, bring your microphones. And Chris brought her Blue Snowball. Rico brought his headset, and Alec Dorling brought this microphone, the Elgato Wave 3. And I was listening to Alec and the richness of the voice and the tones. It was music. It was musical. It was such a good quality sound that I went out. I added the Elgato Wave 3 microphone to my wish list. And then I went out and I bought the Elgato Wave 3, and you're listening to it now. And some of the salient features of the Elgato Wave 3 are its real name is the Elgato Wave 3 Premium USB Condenser Microphone. So it's a condenser microphone, it's not a cardioid microphone. It's got a digital mixer for streaming. This is what I love about it. Supplied with the microphone is a digital mixer. I'm going to show it to you, just a minute. Let's just start it up. Okay, so if I can find it, and I found it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the mixer that actually comes with the microphone. And this is what makes the microphone so special. Okay, and it's there. Okay, so I'm going to bring the software on screen. I'm going over there. So here's the software. This is the digital mixer for streaming. And if I take it off full screen, I will be picture in picture, hopefully. I need to switch my second camera off, which I'm going to do. So hide that. And I should end up picture in picture that way around. This is the digital mixer that comes with the Elgato Wave 3. Basically, you go to Elgato, type in Wave 3, and you can download the software. As you can see, top left, it's got the Elgato Wave as an input. It's also got the input of the microphone from the Obspot Tiny. You can add up to 7 different sound sources, and they will all be played back through your microphone. So you could add Spotify as a source. You can add your browser as a source. You can add background sounds as a source. This is the simplest mixer to use that I have found. And it's all included in the Elgato Wave 3. Right, now the Elgato Wave 3, just while we're here and looking at the software, it today is 20% off. It's $119.99. Normally $149.99. It's $119.99 today. $19.99 today. It comes with that software, and that software simply works. Back to me. Okay, now it's got a clip guard. Okay, for the sounds, it's got the clip guard is built in, so you don't need to put a clip guard on the microphone. It's got capacitive mute. Now this is the only downside I've actually found with it. If I come back and I go off full screen, if I stop screen sharing and I go off full screen and switch the camera on and go picture in picture, this is the microphone, yeah. It's got a capacitive mute, which means it's not a button. It's a resistor. And if I stroke the microphone, I can accidentally just turn it off. So I keep my hands away from the microphone when I'm broadcasting. It's very nifty, but you can hit it by accident. This is the only downside I've seen with the Elgato Wave 3. It comes with, I couldn't memorize this, I'm sorry. It's a condenser capsule with a tight cardioid polar pattern, captures speech with precision. And you can be the best judge of that because you've been listening to it throughout this broadcast. It was originally released on June 18th, 2020, and it is, can I say, a darn good microphone? It is a darn good microphone. Okay, so that's my microphone that you've been listening to throughout this broadcast. Now, if you've any questions at all about anything that I show, then please do ask. Okay, now I did a broadcast yesterday, and I went through all 38 items in the carousel in 55 minutes. I'm not going to do that now, but I'm going to point out some highlights. Basically, I'm just going to show you now the items that are actually on discount. The Logitech Brio camera, which you're watching at this very moment, is today 22% off. It's $155.56. Click the link in the carousel to get the price. The Obspot tiny camera, which we looked at a moment ago, is 24% off today, $152. Logitech Mivo, which we'll be looking at soon, is 5% off today at $379.99. The Elgato Wave microphone, as we just said, is 20% off today. There is another microphone down there, which is the Audio Technica, and the Audio Technica microphone is an excellent microphone. It was recommended to me by Mike, and a mic recommended by Mike. How about that? This is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone that's down the carousel. It's a very solid, rich sound, and I just love using it. Okay, but today I'm using the Elgato. And the reason I don't use it, I just have the choice of two. I'm going to set it up so that in future broadcasts, I can switch between the two of them, and you can then compare the two microphones. Just in the same way as now, just a minute, let's go here. I need to close that, and I need to go here, come back to me. You can compare, if I take myself for full screen, you can compare the Obspot Tiny with the Logitech Brio. Okay, so the Audio Technica is 20% off today. Two of me is one too many. Let's come back to me. Okay. We've looked at the gimbal stabilizer earlier. We've looked at the professional grade microphone, which is 44% off today. It's only $33.33. We spoke to ALEXA on the Echo Dot. Fitbit Inspire 2, which I'll be talking about at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, is 17% off today. I hope the discount holds through to tomorrow. And this is my way of keeping fit, Fitbit Inspire 2. And I'll describe tomorrow what you get free. There's no subscription with the Fitbit Inspire. Today it is 17% off. And there are this is the original band. You can get different bands. Okay. And also on discount, I'm just looking for the discounts at the moment so you don't miss anything. If I go just a second, let me do this and go here to the desktop and then take myself off full screen. The TP-Link Deco, which is there, is 13% off today. Now, I'm using this at the moment. Angelica's teaching at the moment. This is the best Wi-Fi system that I've found. TP-Link Deco. My friends use it. I use it, and it is very reliable and easy to use. Okay. iPad. Well, I've got an iPad. This is the iPad I actually use to control this broadcast. Okay, I love the iPad. Today the iPad is 12% off. I'm an Android guy, totally Android, and I've got Android tablets, but I had to get the iPad or an iPhone to actually broadcast live on Amazon Live. So I got the iPad. I'm impressed by it. I'm impressed by the build quality. I'm impressed by the resources. I'm just so impressed by it. I just need to do something. Just a moment. I'm not sure whether. Oh, we're okay. I'm impressed by the quality of it. The Treblab HD77 speaker, which is here. Okay, 25 watts, two 12.5 watt subwoofers. It's got a carabiner, which means you can take it mountaineering with you. Brilliant set of speakers, 42% off today. I'll have to talk about those tomorrow. Blue Snowball, which Angelica has, $59.99. Today it's 14% off. Okay, and I think that's it for the discounts. Okay, I'm going to come back to me now. Okay, I've enjoyed your company for the past 2 hours. I want to thank you for actually joining me live. I'm live again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Different products, every single broadcast is different. If you meet me again and you actually come and watch me, do say hello. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Okay, I would love to know. I get to know you and help you. I'm here as a free resource to ask me questions about live broadcasting, about anything down the carousel. I don't bite. You can ask me questions. You can comment. This is Stephen, and you have been watching. Let's just go over here and get my memory is over here. This is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, and you have been watching Lights, Camera, Action. You're watching Stephen live from England. I want to say a big thank you for actually joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye from Wiltshire in England. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.